and welcome to Lisa Loves. I am here today to give you, I'm trying to get my book. I'm here to give you my top 10 movies of 2018. This is not just a horror list, I am going to give you a top 10 horror movies of 2018 in a different video. This is just my top 10 movies because there are some movies from this year that are outstanding, that are not horrors, so I had to do a list to include those. So, off we go. So will we go from 10 to 1? We're coming in at number 10 with Isle of Dogs. This is a little animation. It's stop motion animation. Came out earlier this year. It seemed to fly under the radar a bit, this one. There was a little bit of talk about it for a short time, but then that just seemed to dissipate. This one was directed by Wes Anderson. It is incredible. My battery went flat. I remembered a battery last night. Oh, fluff. But I didn't remember one tonight, so there. So number 10 is Isle of Dogs. Number 9 is I Think We're Alone Now. This is one with, I want to say Tyrion, I shouldn't be wanting to say Peter Dinklage. I love Peter Dinklage as an actor, I think he's fantastic. I think this was a really novel concept. It's one that sort of, it's a slow burn. It covers like I suppose the end of the world, and he thinks he's the only person in existence left. He lives a very methodical, very solitary existence, and he's happy with things that way until a young woman comes into his life. This is not in any sense a romantic connection, it's a young girl, and he's very hostile at first with the thought of sort of allowing someone else in, but it sort of covers their relationship and where it starts and where it leads to. Really, really interesting piece, really acting's fantastic in this, so yeah, that comes in at number 9. Number 8 is A Quiet Place. Most people that watch my channel are horror fans, so I don't need to go into any detail with that one. I thought the direction in this, I was really impressed, and the guy's name's slipping my mind, from the American Office that directs and stars, and I can't remember his name. I'm not looking it up because it's going to lengthen the time I've got to get this out. So A Quiet Place is at number 9. Number 7 goes to Ready Player One. This was just a visual delight, but different to Aquaman, which was a visual delight but the story was lacking. This was a visual delight and the story was solid, was strong. The Easter eggs were plentiful. You don't need to be a fan of a specific genre to enjoy this one. If you've ever sort of dabbled in gaming over the years, there's so many things for you to see in this. And most of them were from my era of gaming also, so that was awesome for me. I just loved it. I thought the performances were spot on, the effects were fantastic, the story was really strong, so yeah, Ready Player One. Number 6 goes to Overlord. I'm so pleased I went to see this in the cinema. This is just a really fresh, awesome horror movie. It's really brutal, but it's... my tummy's making such weird noises, but can you hear that? But yeah, it's brutal, but it's involved. The story's good, the characters you care about. It doesn't have German speaking English in a German accent. It's actually got the different languages in here that people speak, which I prefer, which adds more realism to it. If you can't be bothered to read subtitles, I mean, really, you know, I'm not going to go off on one. Overlord, really loved it. I think most people in the horror community that have seen this have loved it. I haven't actually heard any bad reports on this one yet, so it makes my top 6. That's number 6. So into the top 5. Right, this next one, I'm not sure if I'm allowed this. It's called The 12th Man. I spoke about this one on my weekly update, just gone this past week. When I looked this up on IMDb, it said 2017, but it also said its release date is January 2019. So how have I seen this? I don't understand that, because this is actually available to watch. But this is incredible, guys. If you watch my videos regularly, you will have seen me cover this on my weekly update. I don't want to replicate myself very quickly. It's a true story, completely true, of a group of 12 men who were sent to overthrow the Nazis during the World War. And 11 of them are captured, and he is the only one that hasn't been captured, and this story covers his attempt to return into Sweden. And it's just unbelievable, guys, just what the man goes through, what happens, everything about it, the performances. I don't want to wax lyrical for too long about specific things because I'm aware that you're busy guys, you don't want to watch long videos. So if you want to know more about that, I maybe talk a little bit more about it in my weekly catch-up if you want to check that out. So that's The 12th Man. Not sure if I'm allowed it, but it's in there. Number 4 goes to one that I don't know anyone else has actually seen apart from me. It's Alpha. I went to see this earlier in the year at the cinema with my husband and son. Basically we go and see pretty much anything that's suitable for a child to watch. He watches up to 12A. I have explained before the different rulings in the UK to the US. In the UK, a child can go see a U movie, which is universal, a PG, parental guidance. 12A means we advise that it's suitable for 12-year-olds, but if a parent wants to bring the child, that's totally up to them. So things like Star Wars and most of the superhero movies, which we allow Isaac to watch. A 15 or an 18 are the only other 2 ratings, and strictly you're not allowed to bring children into those movies. It's illegal. We cannot bring a child into an older, like Venom. We couldn't take him to see Deadpool. We couldn't take him to see, that sort of thing. So Alpha, obviously it was suitable for everyone, so but another movie we can go see with Isaac, let's go see this. And it was incredible. I knew nothing about this. This is about a young boy coming of age from an Indian tribe. They reach a certain age, they have to go out and prove that they can hunt. Don't worry, there's no killing of animals or hunting in this as such, which sounds a bit odd what I'm saying. It's about, this covers when they're out trying to herd wildebeest. The young boy gets separated from his father and from the rest of the clan. Is the clan the right word? My tummy's still rumbling away here. And his family think he's dead. They think he can't possibly have survived. Kind of similar to that scene in Revenge where the girl falls off the sort of side of the mountain and you think there's no way in hell she's going to have survived. Same thing, this young lad falls over the edge. We think he's dead, he's not. This story covers him trying to get back to his tribe through the greatest adversity, and he meets an alpha wolf on this journey. And this movie is about his relationship with this wolf, and oh my lord, it's beautiful. It's just such a moving, beautiful piece of cinema. I am so glad I went to see this at the cinema. This is fully subtitled also. It's not an actual real language. It has a language that has been invented that is in this one. But folks, check out Alpha. It's well worth a watch. It's just beautiful. Number 3 goes to Hereditary. I've spoke about this before. This is very much, you either love it or you hate it, I think. I haven't heard anyone say, meh, it was alright. Most people either really don't like it or really love it. So I'm in the really love camp. So Hereditary's at my number 3. Number 2 and number 1 I toyed around with, what one do I put? And I had to be fair, number 2 goes to Bohemian Rhapsody. My love of Queen makes me want to put it at number 1. There obviously are inconsistencies with it in that little bit. The timeline's a bit different from when things actually really happened, but that's just picking holes. There's certain aspects of Queen the band and Freddie that you really need to get into that movie. So they needed to mess a little bit with the timeline in order to do that. I'm not going to criticise that. I thought the portrayals of the band members was stunning. I thought Rami Malek's, and I'm sorry I've forgotten the guy that played Brian May, it was like watching the real Freddie and the real Brian. They were so spot on. I adored this movie. I cried buckets watching this movie. I will be going out there and purchasing as soon as I can get my beady mitts on that. I'm having it. So Bohemian Rhapsody is at number 2. So what is my favourite movie of the year? I'm sure a lot of you that watch my channel will probably already know this. It's going to be A Star is Born with Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper. This completely blew me away. I haven't seen the original, or I think there's been 3 versions before this one. I haven't seen any of them, so I went in completely blind. I am a fan of Lady Gaga. I love her. I don't like I'm more into rock, but I appreciate she's got an awesome voice. I like an awful lot of what she does. She's a very talented actress, as anyone that's watched Hotel from American Horror Story, the Hotel season, you will know how good an actress she actually is. But in this, I just love anything about music, and the soundtrack to this is just beautiful. Bradley Cooper in this is amazing. He also directed this. It's just a wonderful story. If you are into sort of music at all, I don't mean a specific genre, I mean, I'm thinking like Jen from Jen's Reviews from the Grave, who's just a massive music fan. This movie, for people like us, is just, oh, again, I cried so much at this. My face was wet. It was shocking. It's wonderful. Any movie that can evoke such a powerful response has to be, you know, has to be up there, has to be rated. So for me, 1 and 2 have to be A Star is Born and Bohemian Rhapsody, because they're the two movies that got the biggest emotional response out of me this year. So that's my list, guys. So let me know below in the comments what you think, any you disagree with, any you agree with. Have any of you seen Alpha? I want to know that. What did you think if you have? I haven't actually come across anyone that's seen that one yet, and I just love it so much. I realised after I stopped recording that I forgot to give you my honourable mentions, so I'm going to give you my honourable mentions. I'm just going to fire through them. I'm not going to discuss them. My honourable mentions of movies that I loved this year that did not make the top 10 are Upgrade, Love, Simon, Wreck-It Ralph 2, Infinity War, Black Panther, Deadpool 2, and I also wanted to add that I have not yet seen Creed 2, the new Spider-Man movie, Roma, Bird Box, and I wanted to say Dog Days, actually. I love the hell out of Dog Days, but it's not classy enough to make a top 10. It's just personal. I loved it. So yeah, I expect that Bird Box, Roma and Spider-Man may be up there, which is why I've told you I haven't seen them. But yeah, that's me done. Complete movie list for 2018 done. So, let me know below in the comments what your thoughts are. Thanks for watching. Over and out from Lisa Loves.